So hey everyone, in this video I will be showing you how you can publish your app in your game, obviously your game, into Play Store. So to do that you have to create a release APK. So publishing your game into Play Store or wherever, publishing your Godot game. Okay, so first you have to go into project. Before that, I assume that you have already done these methods in my previous video. If you have seen the testing Godot game in Android, if you have watched that video, if you haven't watched that video, you can just click on the iCard and watch that video. Now over in that video I have already showed you all of these things, so you don't have to worry about these things. Now what we have to do over here is go into project, and over here we have project settings. Not into our project settings, we have to go into our export. So in export we have Android runnable, but before that we have to create a Keystore. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Again, Keystore. Let me just go back into my Godot documentation. So you can just go into Godot documentation, exporting for Android, just search things like that, Godot publish Android, and click on the first link. Then you will be getting into Godot documentation. Now in last video we learned how to create a debug Keystore, but in this one, if you move a little bit down, then we have exporting for Google Play Store, and over here we have to create a Keystore. So I will just copy this code. Now I will be going into my CMD. I assume you have already added it into your environment variables. I have already done that in my last video. So I will just paste it over here, and as you can see, you have to know the location of your CMD. Right now it is in my user. So where is that in my PC, you might be asking? So it's over here in my users. Okay, so over here, see, user and my name, users and my name. Okay, so over here now, you after you have pasted it, don't hit enter. We have to learn a little bit about these things. Okay, so what name you want to give? That game is known as Brave Boys Run, so I will be giving it like bbr.keystore. That is the name for that Keystore. And aliases, you have to give it your aliases which you want. So okay, think okay, so I just misspelled all of the thing. Let me do it once again. So over here in aliases, I will be, instead of writing my game, I will be writing bbr, and over here in my game I will be giving it also bbr. So after that it will ask you for a password. Just give it a password which you don't forget. So I have already given it password. Now it is asking for my name. I'll just give it like that, and I will just leave these things empty. Okay, you can obviously fill it up and just hit yes over there, and as you can see, it will ask you return if you same as Keystore password. Just hit enter. Okay, then I will just give you some of these random things. Just leave all of those things. Okay, now after you have done that, just minimize it, don't close it. And what you can see over here is we have already created my game.keystore. No, did not rename it bbr.keystore. Okay, so here it is. So this one is an error file which I just generated. So bbr.keystore. Okay, this one. So now what I'm gonna do over here is go over here, and I will be creating a folder called Keystore. So you have to store these into their proper file. So after you have gone into that, what I would suggest you is put an snipping tool and just take a screenshot of this thing. Okay, this whole thing. So I have already taken the screenshot. Now you can obviously save it, obviously in which folder, Keystore folder. Now just save it. In case if you forget all of these things, you don't have to dig for sourcing all of these things. You have here obviously your alias's name and your some of these things are necessary, and this validity is for like 10,000 days, which is enough. Okay, so I could now close it. Now this is our bbr.keystore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put it over here. See, now I just placed it over here. Now what I'm gonna do is go into my Godot. Okay, so over here I have to give it a Keystore. As you can see in Keystore we have release. I have to give it a Keystore. So I will be going into my Keystore file, and as you can see bbr.keystore, I will be double clicking it, and now it is asking for user, which is our aliases which we kept. If you didn't remember, let me just show you that one. One second. That was bbr. Obviously this is taking a little bit long to load, and the password which you kept over there. So over here, as you can see, this aliases.bbr, so that one. And now after you have done that, then you have to click on export project. Now over here you don't have, you have to untick this thing, export with debug. You have to untick this one, and now you can just put it into your documents or wherever you want to put it. I will be putting it into documents. Okay, that's okay. And I will be getting the save, and it already exists, so it okay. And while it's doing its thing, we have to click on this one, and as you can see, it is doing all of the thing. It is adding all of the Android Studio files, and it is signing our game. And some of you guys might be getting an error over here like jar or unsigned. That error is because it may be your alias's name is not correct or your password is not correct, and at last you will be getting this jar verified, and obviously here all of the process is finished. Now you can go into documents, and now you can see the apk, which is bbr.apk. so you have got your apk right over here, and you have done all of these things. Now I will be closing my Godot. I don't need my Godot now. So what we have to do is we have to go into Google Play Console. Google Play Console, obviously play.google.com/console. You have to go into this link, and obviously I have published 2 apps in my console, but I don't have a lot of, I only have one install on audience, which is me. If you guys want to download my app, you can just go ahead and download it. I don't have any ads turned on over there, but in future I think I will be turning on ads if I get a lot of audience. Okay, just leave that. Now click on that create app. Obviously you have to create your Play Console account. If you don't know how to create Play Console account, you can just search it, but you have to pay $25 to create this account. Okay, so bbr brave boys, boys run. Okay, so bbr brave boys run, and I will be taking it as game, and it is a free game obviously, and I will be taking both of these things. Now you can obviously read these things and click on create app. Well, let me just close this Movision thing. So yeah, now we have then done this. Now as you can see, it will be showing you some of the random thing, but what you have to do is go into this production, click on production, and click on create new release, and over here it might be asking you for app signing, and over here you will be getting lots of things. You can just click on this one if you don't know if you don't want these features, but I will be clicking on this one because I want it to protect my app signing key, because if I lost it, then it might create problems. So let me just hit continue. I will just keep it as default, and let me just go into upload. Now over here, I have to choose my bbr.api, which I created obviously. Now okay, so release name, let me just write like version 1, and for here in release notes, game rel realeased. Okay, so game released. Now it is saying all of these things. Now as you can see, if you click on save, you can now click on save, then you can review your release. Now you will be getting a lot of things over here. Errors tree. Now your go to dashboard, click on go to dashboard. Obviously it will be getting you into your dashboard, and release your apk, complete the initial steps. So you have to do all of these initial steps in order to release your app. So what is, with closed testing you can test your app with larger group of testers. Then you no, we don't want to test it. So release your app, let anyone sign up to test your app, publish your app on Play Store. So you have to select countries and region, create a new release, review, and do all of these things. Now play game service, if you want to use it, then you can use it. So over here in releases overview, now as you can see we have a lot of countries given over here. So what we have to click in is click on this one, edit release, and click on here. Now as you can see we have got our all of the things which is related with this one. Now you have to go into store presence, main store presence, and over here you have to give it a short description. I don't want to give it a description for now, and full description, obviously you can give it a full description. And now you have to upload the icon. So I don't have an icon right now. So for icon I just uploaded a photo, but it is saying me your dimensions should be 512 by 512. So how you actually fix it? So you have to go over here, resize image, and you can obviously resize it. So after that you have actually uploaded all of these things. Now what I did is just resize it into these things, but I will be making these arts once my app get verified obviously. So I will be uploading some of the screenshots right over here. As you can see I have 4 screenshots. I'll just open it, and it is asking me for tablet screenshot. So what I will do is I will upload that same thing, because I don't have tablet screenshots and 10-inch tablet screenshot. So I have these 4 only, so I will upload this for now. Now after I have done all of these things, I just hit the save button. Now your save has been changed. Now you have to go into custom store listing. Now if you click on this you can see store listing name and the country you want to target, but for me I don't want this thing. So store listing experiments, store settings. Now game category, our game is I think action game, or let me just put it into adventure game. Now if you come a little bit down you have to give your email address. Obviously I will give it right over here. You can give it an website, but for me I don't need a website. I won't be giving it my phone number also. So yeah, that's also done. Now coming a little bit down, we don't have to talk about this one. We don't need translation service. Store performance, store analysis, conversion, Google Play Games if you need. And now over here in rating reviews, now if you click on ratings, then it will just show you all of the things which are needed for your obviously your app. Now over here it will just give you financial reports also based on in-app purchases and monetization also. So here you can just see for how you can monetize it. In-app purchases, subscription you can put, and app pricing also you can use these three things. If you want to put ads, then you have to use some ad network like AdMob, Facebook, Unity. Also you can use Unity ads also. So yeah, after you have done all of these things, what you have to do is click on publishing overview. Then as you can see, it is saying to use, manage and publish your app into that track. You can click on learn more. Then over here you can learn more about how you can actually publish it. But for now I will be going into production and in releases. Then we have the release which we have to release this present month. Then click on my countries, then click on add countries region. Now you can just select all of the countries if you want it to be available in all countries, 176 countries. So I have already done that. As you can see, all of these countries has been ticked. If you don't want a certain country to be available these games, then you can just put some of their thing. Now over here as you can see, now let's click on edit release. Okay, now I think it's done, or do I have to do something else? Let me just see, review release. Now it is giving me again one error. I haven't completed any steps. Okay, so set up your app and store listing. Now over here I have to, it is saying like app access also I have to do. All the functionality is available without special access. Just hit save. Then let's go back to dashboard once again. Now over here, after that we have to go into ads. No, my app does not contain any kind of ads. So let me just go back. And content rating, so these things you have to do it carefully. So set questionnaires, email address if you want you can give it. Game, it's a game, so let's hit next. Oh, I have to actually give it my email address. Okay, let me just hit next. Violence, no, nothing like a violence. We have fear, like scary or horrifying. No, that's not scary. No sexuality, no gambling, no strong language, no controlled crude humor, no miscellaneous. Does your through voice communication? No. Does your circle? No. No physical produce, no swastikas or Nazis. Substantially erode, no. And does the game have detailed description of techniques? No, it doesn't talk about criminal influences. No. Okay, so I think I have done all of these correctly. Now save, and let's click on next. Now as you can see, it has given us all the ratings, like these types of ratings which you obviously need, and you have to click on submit. So now your app is properly rated. Now let's go back into our dashboard once again. Now we have to click on target audience. So So my target audience is around these three, I think so, all of these three. And could your unintentionally app if no, and hit save. Okay, so after you have done this one also, now what we have to do is go into news app. It's not on news app, so no. Now you have to actually read all of these things, but for me I have already read it, so I don't have to do all of those things. Now we have done all of those things. Now we have review and roll out the release. So we have finally come to the last stage, I think so. Review release. Okay, it is showing us 3 warnings, obviously. Some of the warnings which you have to use, obviously you have to do, but ignore those. Start and roll out to production, and click on roll out. And after that, okay, so it is in review. So now while it's in review, it will, I don't know, it could take around 1 week, because nowadays I think in dashboard we are exporting longer times than usual review times, so I think it will take a little bit longer time. And once it is released, obviously you can modify all of its things, other things like store listing things. Then once it is released, you can obviously play it. Okay, so I think it will be released in 1 week, and I will give you update, guys, after I have released that one in comment section or in my Facebook page. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and this is all about how to publish your game into Godot, your Godot game into your Google Play console and enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay, if you like Godot.